So here is the first figure. This is actually the second Crash Bandicoot figure I ever owned. So there he is in all his glory on his jetboard. Now I'm going to talk about the figure himself first. So this Crash Bandicoot is a bit more of a burgundy colour than the bright orange that we've come to expect from the video games. He's actually got these black shoes and black gloves, as opposed to the burgundy shoes and brown gloves that he had. He's got this wide open mouth where you can see all of the inside of his teeth there. Now I don't know if you can notice, but there is actually a lick of quality control paint on his tooth, where obviously the tooth came down the production line a bit chipped. I did get this figure second hand, and it just came with himself and his jetboard. So you can see there's really great detail in the eyebrows, if I can just focus in on those. There we go. Really great detail in the eyebrows here, and also in the mohawk. There is a bit of dust on this figure. He's been in storage for a while. I've tried to scrub him up as best I can for this review, but there's always a little bit of dust that stays there. He's also got these fur details on his shoulders, well, on his one shoulder there, to make him look like the furry character that we all remember, without going overboard. So it's quite a smooth finish on this figure. There's no hairs scratched in. He's also got the little spots detail on his back. A few people have asked me why Crash has spots on his back. The truth is, he's actually always had spots on his back from Crash 1 to Crash 3. He's always had these spots on his back. I guess it's just a little bit more difficult to notice on PlayStation. So as you can see, he is actually wearing jeans, and he's got these two little pockets, and they do actually have this painted thread detail, which isn't actually coming out too well on camera. But all of the stitching down the side of his trousers, where he's got this seam sculpted, it's really difficult to get it out on camera, but it's actually got little painted on stitching in like an orangey colour, which brings us round to the front, where we can actually see that this Crash is wearing a belt. He's got a little belt buckle there, and the bottom of his feet, he's just got these sort of serrated shoe soles, and the one hole there for putting his foot inside the board. So yeah, this is actually a really cute figure. He's got this beautiful smile, and he's got these like crazy wavy arms like this. Sorry that the camera keeps going out of focus. Posability wise, there's not a lot you can do with him, because he only has 4 points of articulation, which is he has 2 pivot joints, one on each arm up here. Oh sorry, he has 6 points of articulation. He also has pivot joints on his hands and on his legs, but that's about as far as articulation goes. I always find that the more articulation you get with these kinds of figures, the less detail you get and the weirder they look. So what they've gone for is points of articulation where you won't necessarily notice it on the figure. So if I put him on his jetboard now, we can see that this one pin goes through his foot, and then he stands there rather nicely. I will go into more detail about you know, how he looks on his jetboard and the reasons why this figure was released in a moment, but we'll take a quick look at the jetboard. There's not a lot to see. It's just a big piece of plastic here. It's got these painted on fire details, a separate piece for the fin there, which has been slotted and glued in, and it actually has this quite a nice engine on the back. Really nice details here, really nice sculpting. There's minimal paint, but the sculpt at least looks really kind of nice on this figure. And he has these they almost look like they're spray painted on little spirals to give the illusion that there is actually something coming out of the combustion engine. So that's the figure in his jetboard. And now obviously I've mentioned that there is another version of this, so I'm going to get him out of the packet really quickly. Okay, so packaging wise, this is a Series 1 figure, so we've got the Series 1 Crash Bandicoot decal here. I apologise for the bad state of the box. This is actually a second hand, as I've already said. So the box is a bit bent, but you can see the artwork that's here. It also has this cardboard jetboard Crash Bandicoot decal stuck to the front. As you can see, this is actually getting a little bit damaged, and this issue was rectified in Series 2. Underneath, you can see the stickers are actually just slapped down on the bottom of the box here. So because this one's already opened, I can just take the top off. I can just lift that off and show you inside. So Crash would have originally been attached with some ties, and a lot of this would have been sellotaped in, as Aku Aku still is. Okay, so that's pretty much as it looks, and then this is just loose here on the bottom. So this part would slide out, and you can do whatever you want with your figure. We're going to take a look at the back of the card. So basically on the back here you have advertisement for the other characters. You get a short little profile of Crash, and then each character has its own profile as well. So obviously we've got Jetboard Crash, Jetpack Crash, Coco Bandicoot, Dr. Neocortex, Tiny, and of course finally Komodo Mo. Other than that, it's kind of just information about the company, not suitable for children under 36 months, and you know, Resaurus Company, Columbus, Ohio. 1998 is the year of this figure, of course, and that's what it looks like without Crash on it. Okay, so the Crash figure actually comes with a sticker pack where you can see I've actually already used these TNT and Nitro stickers on other crates. Then he has his jetboard. This one's actually quite dusty. I'm surprised for one that was inside a box. So there's the jetboard. He also comes with a bouncy Wumpa fruit. It's kind of rubbery, so it bounces a little bit. He comes with a golden Aku Aku mask, which is in solid plastic. There's no nose hole for him to actually wear this mask. That's just an Aku Aku variant that you can get. It also comes with a green power crystal. It's a coloured crystal that was never actually seen in the game. It was never used in the game. It's just a nice variant for the figures to make them collectible. And he comes with a box crate. This one has a TNT sticker on it. The stickers, to be honest, the stickers on these crates aren't very good at all. But the crates do come apart. If I can find the top, I will show you. I think this might be the top. There we go. So the crates do come apart, and you can actually flatten the whole thing out. So it's like, I guess when he gets a checkpoint, you can flatten the whole box out. And then we have the Crash figure. Now you may be wondering, what's the deal? He looks exactly the same as the other figure. He's got the same arms, same ears, same everything, same face, same expression, and the same spots on his back. But the actual difference here is his foot. Now, as you'll notice, his foot is actually bent, whereas this Crash Bandicoot, his foot is flat. Now, this was actually to fix a small error that was noticed after the toys were released, is that actually, if you stand, let me just pop this guy back on his board, and that is, if you stand Crash on his board, you can pin only one foot in, which leaves this foot free. Now, if you leave these figures for a while, gravity will take its toll, and his leg will eventually slip backwards, and Crash will fall forwards, like this. And that's kind of a scary way to find your figure, considering how delicate the joints are. So what they did was they released this version, which is the bent foot Crash, and what it does is the bent foot actually rests against the back of the engine, so that the Crash figure can't possibly fall forward. And it's just a clever technique, I suppose, to ensure the safety of the action figures and the integrity of their poses. This has been the Jetboard Crash Bandicoot figure review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please go back to the menu and select some more figure reviews.